Well, hello there, and welcome back to my channel, y'all. So in today's build, I am doing another speed build, and this one is another starter home, and I'm building this one in Oasis Springs on one of my favorite lots to build on, Agave Abode. This one is just across the street, I think. Yeah, it's like catty corner. I don't know. It's right down the road, we'll say, from Johnny Zest's trailer, like that lot. So yeah, I really have been enjoying building starter homes lately, and I honestly just wanted to build something that didn't really look like a starter because obviously I've been building a lot of like very small budget not tiny homes, but starter homes. Like my last starter home build that I did was that 10K starter. And I was like, I haven't built a regular 20K starter for a while, so let's just do that. And honestly, this one felt like I had all the money in the world, to be perfectly honest, because I got everything built and like everything that they needed. And I was like, wow, I just have so much to decorate this place with now. But I obviously didn't go too crazy with this because I really did want it to at least feel like a starter home. So I went with a very I guess you could say boho. I don't know if that's an appropriate word to be using, but I don't really know what any other word to use. It's just very like eclectic, and it's got a lot of plants and just colors, and I honestly think it fits really well into the world of Oasis Springs. I kept the style of the house just like a kind of traditional like Spanish style. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it's something you would typically see in like an area like this. So I don't know. I just wanted to keep it pretty straightforward and simple with the shape and the colors. And I just went with this like light kind of creamy beige color. Something that was just kind of a little bit more natural, because I think a like white house looks nice, but I think in Oasis Springs it's kind of hard to get like a nice crisp white because the lighting is different. That just makes sense. So doing this kind of like soft light beigey color I think works pretty well in this area. And yeah, the front door there is from the Courtyard Oasis kit. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. I think it really works for this build. Same with the railing that's on the little front porch there. I really don't know. It's just a little deck out front, and here I am just using some of the Show Live Edit object plants, of course. Starter homes would not be complete without using those plants because, let's be honest, they're free and they don't really do anything for gameplay. Let's be honest, I don't think landscaping does anything for gameplay anyways. It's not like I see my Sims like getting excited over some new flowers that we just bought. Like, I don't think it really matters. I think it's all just for aesthetics purposes, and I'm not mad about it. I just wanted to make it nice and lush and colorful, but not too much at the same time. I still wanted it to look like it made sense because this is the desert after all, and only certain plants are going to really like stand the desert. And so it did take me a little bit of time to kind of figure out, just to kind of figure out like what plants made sense here. And so I did a lot of ferns. I did these like agave plants, aloe vera plants, whatever you want to call them. I used some plants from like Island Living, Jungle Adventure, like these plants here, like the flowery bush, low-lying bush thingies. Those were from Jungle Adventure. Honestly, the majority of it is Jungle Adventure. There's just like a couple things from Island Living, but I also used the windows here from Jungle Adventure. It honestly came in really handy in this build, and I think that it looks really nice. I like the colors of the wood and just the shape, and just, I don't know. I don't really get the chance to use the Jungle Adventure content very much, so it was nice to use it in this build. And we had this weird like way of starting this build on the interior by just starting like placing a toilet because I was like, does it look good here? I don't know, but I just kind of built around that. And honestly, with floor plans anymore when it comes to building in The Sims, I honestly am just making myself not think too much about it. Like, I'm not making myself really do anything, but just like kind of instinctually just place walls where I think they should go. And, I think this actually has been helping me create some more unique floor plans, but at the same time, it's keeping me from feeling so stressed about the layout of the house, because I feel like that's such an issue that I have sometimes, is that I put so much effort and thought into the layout that I'm just like, what's the point? Like, especially with this home, because it's a starter home and there's really not much point in spending, a year and a half trying to figure it out. Like, you might as well just make something that works really quick, because it's a starter home. It's meant to be moved out of. It's meant to be, renovated. It's meant to be, built onto. Like, whatever you want to do, it's a starter. It's supposed to be the beginning. So yeah, I just want to make myself remember that whenever I'm building too. And even with the interiors, I want to have that mindset, because, like, say there's a room that I'm like, I'm not really a big fan of this room right now. But that's the point, because you're wanting your Sims to play in it and add to it and grow in it and build upon it. And I think that's a problem that I tend to have sometimes, is that I really want my builds to look nice right out the get-go, whenever sometimes you gotta take a step back and just play in them a little bit. And that's something I'm starting to appreciate. But yeah, what kind of Sim do you think would live here? I personally kind of saw a couple of Sims that, maybe they are sort of starting out. Maybe they're a couple that, maybe the two of them have had some, I would say some, moderate level of success in their careers. They're doing pretty all right, but they just moved in together and they want to kind of create a space for each other, and they want to kind of grow together. And this house is kind of like a bridge point for that for them, because, maybe they have, been working and they've been focusing on that for several years, that they just kind of put relationships off. So they're just kind of taking it easy, and they're wanting to do something that's really fun and fresh and quirky with their house, so that they feel like it's an escape from their work. And maybe they're like into the business career or something, and so this is a really good juxtaposition for them, because they go to work every day and it's just kind of like blah blah blah, accounts, blah blah blah, reports, blah blah blah, charts, the nonsense usual. Do those jobs even exist? Like, real talk. Like, I have always worked retail, and I feel like that's the majority of the jobs around where I live, aside from, maybe like banking jobs or like medical jobs. It's rare that I know of a person that has an office job. But I don't know. It's just a thought that I had. But yeah, I can just see them really, really wanting to make this place really colorful and bright, and just, just something fresh and easy to just like come home to, and just to sit down and be like, oh, it's a zen area. And I think to add to this house, I would definitely want to, if it was like added onto in the future, like maybe give them a little zen room, like a little sun room with some plants and like some yoga mats, maybe some candles and some radios, some string lights, just a nice little calming room. And then I would also really love it if this house had a greenhouse with it, because that would be really, really cute too. Obviously, this lot is pretty small, so it would have to be quite small, but I can see that working. I don't know. Do let me know in the comments what you think, because I feel like that's something that with starter homes I tend to not think about, because I'm really more focused on just the current, like, oh, I want to make this a starter and I want to make it look cute and it be in budget. But I also need to think about its development afterwards. Like, you download this house, you play in it, what's next? So obviously you can keep it as is, or you can just renovate it over time. You can make it a little bit bigger. Maybe you can even add a second floor to it if you want, or you can add a basement. That would be really, really cool, actually. I would love to add a basement to this kind of house, and I would really love it if we were able to add basements and have like a little like sunken in spot in the yard where you can have like a window that looks into the basement. That would be so, so great, but I honestly don't know if they'll ever have that be a thing. You can kind of make that a thing, but you would have to like push the floor down into the ground. It wouldn't actually technically be a basement. I don't know. That would just take some work. But yeah, this house is available on the Sims 4 gallery. All you have to do is search for my username, Lucca Owens. It is LuccaOwens. And you can also look up the hashtag Lucca, that is LUCCA. This information will be in the description down below if you didn't quite catch that, because I talk a little bit fast. But yeah, I really enjoy this build. It's so colorful. I love all the yellow and the green and the orange and just the plants. It's just, honestly, it's a whole vibe, and I really enjoy it. I finished by adding just a few more things here and there, like this little lounge chair out the front deck area. They don't really have a backyard or anything in this house. Again, it's a starter, and plus you're in Oasis Springs. You can just walk outside and be like, ooh, nature. But anyways, I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another, and just look out for each other. We're going through some pretty rough times right now, and we gotta stick together and just be kind and be loving to one another. And yeah, I hope you all are taking care of yourselves, though, for sure. And that is everything. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles. Bye, y'all.